What is the real story behind your precious Little Mermaid? Well, the Danish take, written by Hans Christian Andersen in 1837, is a much darker and complex version, not like the baby Disney version has. Let's tell this tale through my lens. Beneath the cold, dark waves of the sea, where light barely dares to reach, lived a creature of the deep, a young mermaid with eyes as black as midnight and a heart that longed for the world above. Her home was a palace of coral and bones, where whispers of the drowned echoed through the halls, and her father, the Sea King, ruled with a trident forged from the teeth of ancient monsters. The Little Mermaid had 5 older sisters, each more beautiful than the last, but none as curious as her. They would sing to passing ships, their voices luring sailors to their doom. But the Little Mermaid's song was the most haunting of all, a melody that made even the bravest shiver in their boots. On the day of her 15th year, when the sea was rough and restless, the Little Mermaid swam to the surface for the very first time. As her head broke through the water, she saw a ship, a grand vessel, with sails billowing like ghostly shrouds against the night sky. On board was a prince, handsome and laughing, celebrating his birthday with his crew. She watched him from the shadows of the waves, her heart beating faster than the storm that was brewing. The wind howled and the sea churned, and soon the ship was caught in a furious tempest. Lightning split the sky, and the waves rose like the arms of giants, dragging the ship into the abyss. The prince was thrown into the water, his cries lost to the thunder. The Little Mermaid swam to him, her heart pounding, fear and desire. She pulled him to the shore, cradling the lifeless body against her chest as she sang softly to him. Her voice, once a weapon of destruction, now soothed his battered soul. As dawn broke, she saw another figure approaching, a beautiful young woman with golden hair. Terrified of being seen, the Little Mermaid slipped back into the ocean's embrace, her eyes fixed on the prince as he awoke to the sight of the human girl. He believed the stranger had saved him, and in that moment, the Little Mermaid's heart shattered like glass on the rocks. She returned to the depths, her desire for the prince gnawing at her like a hunger that could not be sated. She went to the sea witch, a being as ancient as the sea itself, with skin like rotting kelp and eyes like black pearls. The sea witch lived in a cave of human bones, her hair filled with ghosts of those who had bargained away their souls. The Little Mermaid begged the witch to make her human, to give her legs so she could walk on the land and be with her prince. The sea witch agreed, but her smile was wicked, her price too steep. I will give you legs, but each step you take will feel as if you are walking on knives. And you will give me your voice, the sweetest song of the sea, for without it you are nothing but a shadow. Desperate, the Little Mermaid agreed, and the witch cut out her tongue, her blood staining the water like ink. The pain was unbearable, but she drank the potion, her body twisting and tearing until she was transformed. She washed ashore, her new legs weak and trembling. The prince found her, mute and suffering, and took pity on her. He brought her to his castle, where she walked in silence, every step agony. Though the prince cared for her, he did not love her, for his heart belonged to the girl with the golden hair. Days turned to weeks, and weeks turned to months, and soon the prince announced his marriage to the girl who saved him. The Little Mermaid's hope turned to despair, for she knew her time was running out. On the eve of the wedding, her sisters rose from the sea, their long hair cut short, their eyes filled with sorrow. In their hands they held a knife, sharp as a shark's tooth, a gift from the sea witch.
If you kill the prince and let his blood run over your feet, you will become a mermaid again, and your life will be spared,
they whispered. Trembling, the Little Mermaid took the knife and crept into the prince's chamber. He lay there, peaceful and dreaming, the girl with the golden hair by his side. The knife felt heavy in her hands, and her heart heavy in her chest. She raised the blade, ready to strike, but as she looked at his face, her love for him overwhelmed her. She could not kill him, even to save herself. With a silent cry, she threw down the knife into the ocean and collapsed on the shore. As the first light of dawn touched the sky, her body began to dissolve, turning into sea foam, vanishing with the morning tide. But the sea, ever watchful, took pity on her sacrifice. Her soul did not vanish into nothingness. Instead, she became a spirit of the air, forever wandering, forever longing, her voice now the whisper of the wind that carries the scent of the sea. For eternity, she roamed unseen and unheard, a silent song in the hearts of those who dare to dream impossible love. How's that for your happily ever after? Tune in next time for more dark tales every week, and follow me on TikTok. See my unhappily ever afters to your famous versions, every tale ever told. Remember to comment your favorite part of this story, or what tales you'd like to hear in the future. As always, like and subscribe if you enjoy. Until next time, this is Dark Magic signing out. See you in your nightmare.